So we move to bottom of the 5th inning, and the Steers taking advantage of Snyder mistakes in the 4th inning. They lead it 4-3, and Brett Gorman will come up to lead it off. We'll go. Here's how I've got the inning scored. Again, the official score is giving errors as hits. So in the 4th inning, Rodriguez grounded out. Gunnar Kennedy reached on an error when he no-hose dropped that fly ball in right field. Kennedy ended up on second, moved to third on a wild pitch. Papa John brought him home with a single. Then Morleone walked, DePorto walked, and then Studeville walked. Studeville's walk forced in a run. And then Zach Hernandez with a fielder's choice. Studeville thrown out at second, and a bad throw allowed Hernandez to be safe. We'll go ahead and score him with a 2 RBI, so it's 4-3. Borman takes the first pitch high, ball 1. Borman, by the way, was at the plate when Hernandez was thrown out trying to, in a, well, they'll call it caught stealing, but it was really picked off. So Broman will get another at bat. 1-0 pitch is a strike, 1-1. And what's funny is in the span of about 15 minutes, the Steers went from being only about 10 outs away from being shut out to being 9 outs away from winning it. Now they're down to 6 outs. Here's the next pitch, swung on and chopped foul to the backstop. It'll be 1-2. Knudsen and Rodriguez, the next batters. So the theme of this game so far has been mistakes, mistakes, mistakes. And it was a big inning there by Franco to turn right around and knock out the Tigers in order in the 5th. 1-2 pitch is high, 2-2. And you wonder now if Franco can get those last 6 outs. And I'm willing to make a prediction here. Brian McCormick from the Herald is listening. If the Steers win this game, you can go ahead and give them a playoff spot. 2-2 pitch. Check swing. It's going to be strike 3, but it gets away from the catcher. And Borman's safe at first on a drop third strike. It'll be a pass, and we'll go ahead and score it as a pass ball. It was, as Borman did go around with strike 3, the catcher dropped it. So each catcher now with a pass ball. That's Davis with 1. And that will now, and well, now they're going to, and well, now they're going to say, well, they're going to take it off the board. And I don't know what happened here, but they just erased the runner from third. So, well, whatever it was, it's going to end up being a strikeout. So we'll take the pass ball away from Davis. We'll just go ahead and call it a strikeout. Runner may have left earlier, have come off the bag, but it'll be a strikeout number 8 for Reinhardt, and that will bring up Knudsen. 1 ball, no strikes as Knudsen takes a ball. Strange turn of events there. Nobody on. Pitch swung on, laced in the left center field. Base hit. Knudsen will get to first, and a misplayed by the outfielder. Knudsen's headed for second. He slides safe at the bag at second. And guess what? Another mistake by the Tigers. It's a single for Knudsen, and an error allows him to move to second. Give the left fielder Dakota Owens an error. Error number 2 of the game for the Tigers. That'll bring up Hagen Rodriguez. Rodriguez led off the 4th inning with a ground out, and he struck out in the 1st. First pitch coming into Rodriguez. Swung on and laced into right center field. That'll drop for a hit. And Otto's going to send the runner home. He's going to try to score. He's going to have to slide. He is safe at home as the catcher drops the ball. Moving over to second is Rodriguez. That is, Bert Otto has a big set of cojones there as Knudsen was going to be dead to rights being thrown out at home. The catcher dropped it. Otto rolled the dice, set Knudsen home. So Rodriguez safe. Rodriguez ends up on second. Knudsen scores. No RBI because of the, no error because, or no earned run because of the error, but Rodriguez picks up an RBI, and the floodgates have opened for your Steers. They lead at 5-3. Here's Gunnar Kennedy led off the madness with a lazy fly ball that Hinojos dropped, and from that moment on, this has been a completely different ball game. Pitch in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. If you turned off your radio after 3.5 innings figuring Snyder was going to dominate this one, you're in for a rude awakening. So the Steers taking advantage of those Tiger errors, and the Steers have stopped making errors, and they now lead at 5-3. As the pitch, it's 0-1 to Kennedy. Pitch. It's going to be called a strike, 0-2. And so now Rodriguez is still on second. It's a single, and he goes to second on the throw home. We'll get his RBI total updated for you in just a moment. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Kennedy will strike out. Second strikeout of the inning, number 9 on the game for Reinhardt. 2 outs. That'll bring up Papa John. Papa John singled home Kennedy the last time up, and he scored a run. So by the way, for Rodriguez, that is RBI number 9 on the season. If the Steers can win this game, they will probably most likely clinch a playoff spot. Time call is Borodo's going to make a substitution. Papa John will stay on looking down and see if somebody has come to pinch run. Well, Papa John is due up, and he is in the batter's box. Can't see if a pinch runner is out on the diamond. I think, well, Rodriguez should be on second, and I see a 4, so I'm guessing he's still out there. Well, we'll figure out what it is at some point. So now Papa John will step in, chance for the Steers to get some insurance. Again, 3 1/3 innings into this one, they trailed at 3-0, and Reinhardt was unhittable. Then Snyder started making mistakes, and the Steers took advantage of him. First pitch, Papa John thought about ducking out of the way, but he just stands there, gets hit by a pitch. And that's a great job there by Papa John just to take the hit pitch. Fortunately, it was nowhere near the hamstring. It hit him on the upper body. So runners on first and second. Morley on the batter. Singled in the second. Walked and scored a run in the fourth. If this was tennis, we'd be calling this unforced errors. And once again, this district, everybody has one record, and they have records that they could have been one way and could be the other way. First and second, ball swung on, laced up the shortstop. He bobbles it, gets the out at second, though, in time. And for the fielder's choice, the inning is now complete. But the Steers tack on another run thanks to another critical error by the Tigers. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. A hit batsman, 2 left on base. We go to the 5th inning, or we go to the 6th inning, our new score. Steers lead at 5-3, back with more Steer baseball in just a moment here on the X. Hunter Cox leading off the top of the 6th inning. Well, Cox lined out into a double play in the 3rd inning. And at that time, Snyder led 3-0. They had just scored an unearned run, and it looked like Steers may have been out of it, but boy, as things changed in about 40 minutes. First pitch is outside, ball 1. So Franco with a 2-run lead. He's 6 outs away from giving what may be the win that would get the Steers into the playoffs. Not mathematically in, but with the tiebreaker on Snyder, you'd have to figure they're all but in. Swing and a miss by Cox. 1 ball and 1 strike. 9-5 softball trail Snyder. 4th inning, last reports. Oh boy, what a game we've had here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just misses inside, 2-1. And as Vince Lombardi would once was famously quoted for, what the hell's going on out there? And that's exactly what has happened. 5 runs when it looked like Reinhardt was in complete control. Pitch in the outside corner, misses. 3-1. Now the Steers cannot get too overconfident yet. Tigers can easily still come back. They've got the weapons to do it. Steers lead it though 5-3. Steers at 5 runs on 3 hits. A lot of Snyder mistakes. 3-1 pitch, swung on and lays foul down the left field line. It'll be a full count. Steers have stopped making the mistakes, and that has gotten them back into it. Steers have 5 runs on 3 hits. 1 error. Snyder, 3 runs on 4 hits. And 2 costly errors. Next pitch swung on and popped up, and that will reach the parking lot. So we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Then if you're just joining us, Snyder got 2 unearned runs in the first and 1 unearned run in the third. Made it 3-0. Reinhardt was cruising, and then the Steers take advantage of a critical Snyder mistake to come back. 3-2 pitch is in the dirt. Cox draws a leadoff walk. Second walk of the game issued by Franco. That'll bring up Davis. Davis is 0 for 2. Again, if you're just joining us, Alec Hinojos had a routine fly ball. Kennedy was trotting, figuring it was going to be the second out in the fourth inning. Everybody thought it was. Hinojos dropped it, and from that point on, this game has changed. Steers ended up getting 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, thanks to another error. Davis showing bunt. Morleone charging up, pulls the bunt back as it's a ball, 1-0. This may be the game. That fourth inning, that may go along with the fifth and sixth innings of the first time these two teams met as program-changing innings. If the Steers can win, still long way to go. Infield double play depth. Davis scoring a bunt again. Morleone charging. Bunt is pulled back. Pitches a strike. Ball thrown down to first. Cox gets back though in plenty of time. Steers would love to turn 2. As we're 1 hour and 16 minutes into this one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Franco pitches high, runners going, throw down to second, too high, and the run will be in safely with a stolen base. Throw is accurate, but Hernandez, had the right line, but it was too high. Count is 2-1, and Cox is now in scoring position. Steers can't get too complacent because this game still has a long way to go. Snyder can come right back, score runs on you very fast. So 2 balls, 1 strike, double play out of the order unless there's a line out. Here's the pitch, swung on and laced deep to right field. Chasing it back is the right fielder, and he dropped it. Oh man, he drops it. The right fielder, DePorto, had it. It was a tough play, but he should have had it. It went off his glove. So Davis reaches on an error. DePorto picks it up. Second error of the game for the Steers. Cox could not score. He had to assume that DePorto was going to catch it and was going to tag up for the third. Runners now in second and third, nobody out. That'll bring up Rhodes. Let's see if that play comes back to haunt the Steers. So far, every mistake these two teams have made has come back to haunt them. First pitch almost hits the batter. Rhodes in the head, but he ducks, and it's 1-0. So we got a wild one on our hands. Whoever can make the fewest mistakes will win it. Franco's looking at the runner at third. Here's the pitch. It's low. It's 2-0. Again, Snyder making critical errors that have allowed the Steers to come back to take the lead. Now DePorto dropping that fly ball. And now a base hit could tie it right back up. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes is going to win this one. Here's Franco with the pitch. Misses, and it's 3-0. It's a full count. See if Franco's going to go after him at 3-0, or if he'll just give him the intentional walk. Dakota Owens waiting on deck. Rhodes, by the way, has 18 RBIs. Well, he has 19 as he had an RBI single in the first inning. 3 balls, no strikes. Franco's pitch right down 3rd Street for a strike. It's 3 balls and a strike. Lights taking effect as the sun has gone down. Should cool off pretty quickly tonight. Fortunately, the storm clouds staying away, so we should be able to get this one in. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runners on second and third, nobody out. Here's the pitch by Franco. Swung on, grounded over the second baseman, gets past him for a base hit. Cox will score. Davis rounds third, he will score. So 2 unearned runs off that DePorto mistake have tied it up at 5. Rhodes with his second RBI single of the game. He now has 3 RBIs on the game, 21 for the season. So now all 10 runs scored tonight have come off of mistakes by the opposing team. And that'll bring up Owens. Steers, though, have to regroup themselves. The game is tied at 5. Owens looking to bunt. Owens singled his last time up and lined out as well. Pulls the bunt back. It's a strike. No balls, 1 strike.
Still 9-5 at the end of the game.
9-5. Snyder softball still leading Big Spring. End of 5 innings there. No balls, 1 strike to the batter Owens. Here's the pitch, swung on, chopper, foul down the third baseline, and it's 0-2. By the way, after that run scored in the third inning, before this inning started, Franco had retired 8 of the next 9 batters. But 2 runs have scored here, both unearned. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Owens goes down on strikes. Big out there. That'll bring up Billingsley. Billingsley has been Special K'd twice in this one. 5-5 the score. A plethora of errors between these two teams tonight. Errors, pass balls, balks. Someone's going to be very upset with this loss, knowing they should have won it. Billingsley squares up the bunt. The pitch is low. Left-handed batter takes the ball 1-0. Rhodes on second with a 2 RBI single. Again, both of those runs unearned because of DePorto dropping a fly ball that would have been an out. Cox would have ended up scoring based on how the action has played out since. But that would have meant the Steers would have been in the lead. Next pitch, Billingsley shows bunt, tried to pull it back, and he ended up bunting it foul. A little strange play there, so 1 ball and 1 strike. David Papajohn, our good buddy, sales manager here at KBYG and KXCS, joining us over here. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield still trying to turn 2. Here's the pitch. Billingsley bunts it again, essentially to the same spot off the screen to our left. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Billingsley fails to lay down the bunt. See if he's going to try to bunt it again. Again, if he bunts it with 2 strikes, it's considered a strikeout. If he swings away and fouls it away, then not a strikeout. The at-bat will continue. Righty against the lefty. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out the pitch. It's high, 2-2. Trying to get Billingsley to chase 1 out of the strike zone. Billingsley not offering. The way this district race is shaping, whichever 2 teams do not make the playoffs out of this district, they're going to be kicking themselves because of blown leads, blown games. Everybody in this district, with the exception of Brownwood, has blown a significant lead at least once. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled away down the left field line. Brownwood, well, they did blow a lead. They had a 1-0 lead against Wiley in the 4th inning in a game last week, but you really can't say a 1-0 lead is a blown lead unless it's in the 7th inning. So Billingsley will step back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out. 2 unearned runs already in. Franco's pitch swung on and chopped to Franco. Could be 2. Throw to second for 1. Relay to first. In time, double play. 1-4. And the inning is over, but Snyder does take advantage of another Steers miscue. They get 2 unearned runs on 1 hit, 1 critical error. Nobody left on base at the end of 5.5 innings. Our new score, Big Spring 5, Snyder 5. Back with more Steer baseball on the X in just a moment. So the Tigers take advantage of a critical error by Jared DePorto. They tie the game up with 2 more unearned runs. Steers coming to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jared DePorto, speaking of DePorto, leads it off with a strike. No balls and a strike. DePorto walked and scored a run his last time up, and you know he wants to make amends for dropping that fly ball that ended up giving Snyder both those runs. One of them would have scored anyways. Pitch is swung on and hit the left field foul, and it will make it all the way into the Snyder bullpen. So 2 after DePorto, it'll be Studeville and then Zach Hernandez. Just a crazy night at the ballpark. 10 runs, all of them because of mistakes. DePorto with a drop fly ball. Hinojos with a drop fly ball. A bad throw on a double play attempt by the Tigers. So whoever loses this game is going to be feeling terrible, knowing they should have won it. 0-2 pitch just outside of the lefty. It's 1-2. And realistically, you could probably say that none of these runs tonight should be earned, but 3 of the Steer runs are. 1-2 pitch. Misses again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Steers can manufacture a run in this inning. They'll all of a sudden be only 3 outs away from a big win. Here we go, 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. DePorto strikes out for the second time in this one. 10th strikeout tonight by Reinhardt. 1 out. That'll bring up Studeville. Studeville struck out in the second, walked with the bases loaded and get an RBI, and then was erased on the fielder's choice. Studeville, another left-handed batter. First pitch on the outside corner for ball 1. Neither team has been able to manufacture a run tonight. It's again because of mistakes by the defense. Pitch swung on and chopped foul down the third baseline. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Steers softball still trailing Snyder 9-5, top of the 6th inning. Steers led it 5-3 at one point, could not hold it. It's been a tale of blown leads over there. Have more on that in a second. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch way outside, 2-1. Snyder got 3 in the top of the first inning over there at softball. Then the Steers came right back with 5 for a 5-3 lead, and then Snyder has manufactured 6 runs since then to take the lead 9-5. Steers need to win it or they're done. 2-1 pitch here. Ball swung on, chopped to the shortstop, fields it cleanly, throws it over to first in time for the second out of the inning. As Cox let it come to him on the hop, threw it over to the first baseman Ward. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Zach Hernandez. Hernandez was credited with 2 RBIs on a fielder's choice, although it maybe not necessarily should have been 2 RBIs, but nonetheless he's grounded out twice, was erased trying to steal second in the last inning. First pitch right at the brim of the helmet, 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, Snyder will send up the 8, 9, and 1 batters, Hunter Ward, Skillett, Reinhardt, and Keenan Ward in the 7th inning. Next pitch, swung on, chop to the first baseman, gets past him. That'll be a base hit, as it would have been a tough play for the first baseman. So now Hernandez on with a 2-out single, and the Steers manufacture the go-ahead run. Brett Gorman has struck out twice. Hernandez, though, 270 feet away from giving the Steers the lead back. Reinhardt and Frankel have gone the whole way tonight for Snyder and Big Spring, respectively. Steers would love an extra base hit now to try to get the lead. Righty against the righty. First pitch to Gorman. Inside, ball 1, 1-0. If he can get on, we'll get to the top of the batting order with Knudsen. Again, the Steers have only 4 hits. Throw over to first. Hernandez dives back safely. 5-5 the score here. Double Nichols. Pitch is going to be framed on the outside corner, and it's in the dirt. Good job by the catcher to stop it. Davis, to avoid letting Hernandez get down to second, be 2-0. Big swing game here. Winner of this game will move into sole possession of second in the district. The loser dropped to 2 and 3. Certainly not out of it by any stretch. 2-0 pitch. Framed on the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hernandez on at second with 2-out single. 2-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. It's 3-1. Gorman trying to draw a 2-out walk to keep this inning alive. Bring up the top of the order. They're holding the runner. Hernandez tied at first. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Ball swung on, chopped, foul. And it'll be a full count, which means Hernandez will be in motion on this pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in a 5-5 ball game. Normally you'd say next run wins it, but you'd have to figure its next mistake loses it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Hernandez will be in motion. Runners, time is called, so he'll go back to first. Reinhardt wants a new baseball. Again, we'll have Howard baseball tomorrow here in Big Spring. Broadcast time of 11:45. Hawks run rule Western Texas once and then lose game 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch coming to Brorman. In there, not a strike. Wow, I thought that was strike 3. The umpire has not had a consistent strike zone tonight, but that works out for the Steers. It's ball 4. Runners now on first and second for Knutson. Knutson singled and was able to advance the second on an error and scored a run in the 5th inning. That run at the time gave the Steers a 5-3 lead. So runners on first and second. Hernandez now 180 feet away from giving the Steers the lead. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Third walk of the game issued by Reinhardt. He's also hit a batter and thrown a wild pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That'll hit the strike zone on the outside corner, 1-1. Steers will go to Brownwood on Monday. Brownwood is off tonight. Sweetwater and Wiley playing the other game in the district. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. It was out of the strike zone. Now it's 1-2. Reinhardt trying to get out of the jam here in the 6th inning, give his team a chance in the 7th inning to take the lead. Steers, of course, will get the last at bat since they are the home team. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball swung on and fouled away. It'll go down 8th Street, and we'll do it again at 1-2. This all started with 2 outs. Hernandez with a single, Brorman with a walk. Knutson will step in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped in the air. It should reach the roof, and it will. So Knutson stays alive at 1-2. Hagen Rodriguez waiting on deck. Hernandez at second, Brorman at first, 5-5 the score, bottom of the 6th inning. Steers 180 feet away from taking the lead. Otto's shown a lot of courage waving runners around. He did it once and the runner was able to score. Would he do it again with a base hit here? We'll find out if Knutson's able to get a hit. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled away down the right field line. Staying alive, it's 1-2. Reinhardt struck out 10 Steer batters tonight, looking for strikeout number 11. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss again out of the strike zone. And Knutson strikes out for the 2nd time in the game, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 left on base at the end of 6 innings. Game is still tied at 5. Back with more Steer baseball here on the X in just a moment. We move to the 7th inning, game tied at 5. Next run could win it, next mistake could lose it. Snyder will send up the 8-9-1 batters, Ward, Reinhardt, and the other Ward, Keenan Ward. Of course, the Steers a week ago were tied 7-7 going to the 7th inning against Andrews, and the Mustangs scored 4 runs to win it. First pitch, swung on, top of Morleone at third. He boots it, no throw attempt, and there's your mistake. Error going to be charged to Morleone. And every time somebody's made an error tonight, it has come back to haunt them. So Ward is on safely at first. That'll bring up Skillet Reinhardt. Reinhardt is 0 for 2. Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner for Hunter Ward. It'll be Adam Cabrera re-entering the game for the 2nd time as a pinch runner. So this will be the final time he's going to be able to re-enter.
That's Snyder.
Pretty good crowd on hand tonight here at Steer Park. Reinhardt will be the batter. Skillet Reinhardt.
Solo home run, 10-5 Snyder.
Snyder hits another home run, 10-5 with softball, so it looks like the Steers' playoff hopes will officially be done. Here, though, the Steers' playoff hopes very, very much alive. Reinhardt steps in, showing bunt, and he fouls it away. Snyder's going to have to do something that neither of these teams have done through the first 6 innings, and that is try to manufacture a run. Keenan Ward waiting on deck. Steers would love to try to turn 2 because Ward is always dangerous. Ward was hitting .323 at the start of the day. Reinhardt's was hitting .361 at the start of the day, but his batting average will drop closer to .333. No balls, 1 strike. He shows bunt again. It's high, and it's 1-1. Steers, by the way, in the bottom of the 7th inning will send up Rodriguez, Kennedy, and Papajohn. At the moment, they need a run to win it if they can keep the Tigers off the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bunt is shown again. He's going to lay it down. It goes back to the pitcher. Franco, 1 play to first, makes it in time. But Reinhardt does his job with the sacrifice ground out 1-3. That moves Cabrera into scoring position. That'll bring up Keenan Ward at the top of the lineup. Ward is 1 for 3. Singled, moved around the bases thanks to an error and a balk, and scored a run in the 3rd inning. Go-ahead run for Snyder is now standing on second base 180 feet away. Robbie Reinhardt, by the way, will be on deck for the Tigers. Ward, a left-handed batter. First pitch, in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. The Steers can somehow pitch around this runner that's on base. They go to the 7th inning needing a run to be a winner. 1 pitch is inside and low, 1-1. Again, we told you last Friday the Steers are tied 7-7 with Andrews. Mustangs got 2 runs to take the lead, and then it got a 2-run inside the park homer, and they won it 11-7. Then on Tuesday, the Steers beat Sweetwater 10-6. The Mustangs left the bases loaded in the 7th inning. Next pitch is high and outside, 2-1. Again, Reinhardt waiting on deck. The outfield playing fairly deep. Center fielder Kennedy shaded to his right, to his left, I should say. You're right if you're looking at it on your radio dial. Here's the pitch. Outside, 3-1. That's a dangerous count because it's a hitter's count. Unless Franco maybe decides to issue the intentional walk and set up the double play, which is not a bad idea if it works out. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second, 1 out, the 7th inning. 5-5. Here's the pitch. Ball swung on and grounded foul. And now it's going to be a full count. Be a big strikeout here. Franco can strike out Ward. Franco has 4 strikeouts in the game. 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. So we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch from Franco. Check swing, and he did not go. Ball 4. Runners on first and second with 1 out. 3rd free pass issued by Franco. That'll bring up Robbie Reinhardt, the pitcher. He can help himself out to a victory if he can get a run in. 1 for 2. Doubled, scored a run in the 1st. Walked and was erased on a double play in the 3rd and flew out to center. Bert Otto is coming out to talk to his pitcher. He's going to talk to him. No pitching change will be made, though. Steers will set up their infield for double play depth. So Reinhardt again, the pitcher, with a chance to help himself out. Pinch runner Cabrera is at second. Ward is at first. Steers would love to turn 2. They've already turned a double play. They've already turned 2 double plays in this one. Love to get to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still tied. First pitch is low in the artificial dirt. 1-0. Pit runner took off. Throw down to second. And the runner was able to get back safely. So the count is 1-0. Would have been a big base running mistake there by Cabrera had he been thrown out. But it's 1-0. Runners on first and second now, 1 out. Double play is in order and badly needed. Here's the pitch, swung on, chopper, foul on the 3rd base side. Good job it went foul because Morleone would not have been able to get it. Certainly Morleone, if he would have been able to reach it, might have had a shot to get the runner at 3rd, but good thing it went foul because it would have been very close. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Game tied at 5. Thanks to a lot of mistakes. Throw over to first, and it almost gets by the first baseman, Studeville, as Franco threw it high. Was able to save it, though. And again, this game is getting very, very interesting. 1 ball, 1 strike to Reinhardt, still 1 out. Franco kicks and fires. Swung on and hit into right center field. That's going to drop for a hit. Rounding third and scoring is Cabrera. Rounding third right behind him is Keenan Ward. Throw to the plate. He hits. And at home. Ward is thrown out at home. Ward tried to score. He's going to be gunned down. That's the good news. The bad news is Snyder has taken the lead on an RBI double by Reinhardt. The Snyder coach is going to argue, but the ball was in there in plenty of time. So there are 2 outs. Unfortunately, though, that gives them the lead at 6-5. Scoreboard shows 7, but it's 6-5. And now Hunter Cox will come up, so the Steers have to quell down their jubilation as Snyder scores another unearned run. As Cox comes up, first pitch is a strike, no balls and a strike. Bottom of the 7th inning, now Steers get a run at softball. It's now 10-6, but they're going to need a miracle to come back in that one. Winds are beginning to kick up, a lot of dirt and dust kicking over across the field. The pitch, swung, grounded, past the pitcher into center field for a base hit. Rounding third is Reinhardt. He'll score, throw down to second. Runner is safe, and for the second straight Friday night, the Steers have an awful 7th inning. Reinhardt scores. It'll be an RBI single by Cox, advancing to second on the throw home. And it's now 7-5. These runs are going to be unearned because Morleone's drop, or Morleone's boot of the ball at the start of the inning would have been an out. So here comes Davis. First pitch hits the bat, and they're going to, actually got away from the batter. Well, the runner is thrown out at third. That's Cox thrown out. Weird play there. The inning is over, but 2 more unearned runs scored for Snyder, and now they lead at 7-5. 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 huge error. Nobody left on base. Last call for the Steers. They need 2 to tie, 3 to win. We go to the last of the 7th inning. Snyder 7, Big Spring 5. But I have more Steer baseball in just a moment here on the X. Last chance for the Steers, as mistakes in the 6th and 7th innings have given Snyder a 7-5 lead. Big Spring softball trying to pull out a miracle comeback. They went to the bottom of the 9th, trailing 10. Bottom of the 7th, trailing 10-5. They've scored twice. Still batting. Trail at 10-7. Steers have only 1 out left here. Big Spring will come to the bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rodriguez, Kennedy, and Papachon, the batters. Neither team has manufactured a run night. All 12 runs based on errors, balks, wild pitches. And if the Steers don't win this, this will be a terrible, terrible loss for them. Rodriguez comes up. He's singled homer run his last time up. He's been retired the other 2 times. Steers need base runners in a hurry. First pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Kennedy and Papachon coming up next. 2, 3, and 4 batters are due up. The moon is beginning to rise up over center field. See if that distracts the players at all. 1-0 pitch. Curves in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Snyder looking to get to 13-7 on the season, moving to second place. Time called. Catcher will go out and talk to his pitcher as they got crossed up on the signals. And Big Spring softball has lost 10-7 to Snyder, so you can go ahead and stick a fork in John Sparks' team. They are out of the playoff race, 1-5, and they will miss the tournament for the second time. Only the second time since 1997. Steers lose this one. They're going to have to pick, in baseball, they're going to have to pick up a win on the road somewhere. Pitch is in the dirt. They'll make it 2-1. Steer softball will go to Brownwood on Tuesday, and Brownwood hasn't lost a district game in 17 years. Not that quite that long, but it seems like that. 2-1 pitch, swung on and laced into right field for a base hit. That's what the Steers needed. Rodriguez leads it off with a single, and now the tying run, Kennedy, will come to the plate. By the way, the end of the top of the 7th inning, it was a wild pitch thrown by Franco, and Cox was thrown out trying to get to third. Well, he was actually safe, then he overslid the bag. So 2 runners were thrown out on the base paths, including Keenan Ward trying to score. That's the good news. The bad news is 2 runners were able to successfully touch home plate. Here's Kennedy. 0 for 2 officially, reached on an error and scored a run in the 4th. First pitch is low, 1-0. Well, now they're going to say it was 0-1. Late call by the umpire. Infield set up a double play depth, not as concerned about the runner at first because that is not the lead runner. Well, they do throw it over to first and the runner gets back. Rodriguez's run would not tie or give Big Spring the lead. That run would simply break up the insurance policy that Snyder has set up. Snyder with 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Steers need to get 2 runs to keep the game going, 3 to win it. Next pitch swung on and laced in the right field. It's playable though. Hinojos makes the catch. 1 out. That'll bring up Papa John. Steers have 2 outs left. Papa John is 1 for 2 officially. Singled home a run in the 4th and scored a run. Was hit by a pitch in the last inning. Or should I say his last at bat in the 5th. Morleone waiting on deck. Steers, again, have the tying run at home, but they need to get that tying run on base. 7-5, Snyder leads it. Snyder trying to come from behind to win this one. Snyder led it 3-0. Steers took a 5-3 lead, and now Snyder leads it 7-5. First pitch misses, ball 1. You'd figure unless one of the Steer batters has a heck of a lot of power, they're going to need to get some more base runners. Righty against the righty. Here's the pitch. It's low, 2-0. Papa John will now step in. Who wants to be the hero for the Steers tonight? We'll find out. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rodriguez led off with a single, still standing there. Steers giving up a lot of unearned runs tonight. In fact, Snyder does not have an earned run tonight. 7 runs, all of them unearned. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from Reinhardt to Papa John. Outside, 3-1. Papa John, if he can get on base, that would put the tying run on. Papa John takes a breath, will step back in. Double play would end the game. Here's the pitch. It's low, ball 4. And Papa John is on base representing the tying run. Rodriguez will move 90 feet over to second. 4th walk of the game by Reinhardt. That'll bring up Morleone. Morleone's been a hero earlier this season against Snyder with a big hit. Morleone tonight is 1 for 2 officially. Singled, walked, and scored a run. Time has been called. And we're going to get, I believe, a pinch runner on. Papa John will come out. And can't tell who that is on first base, but Papa John will be lifted for a pinch runner. Of course, Papa John's still nursing the hamstring injury. I don't think you'll see a bunt in this situation because there's already 1 out. If there were no outs, you would figure that the bunt would be in order to get them in the scoring position. There is no PA announcer here at the game, so can't tell. It might be Brandon Porta-Carrero. Trying to look, there's only 3 subs in the lineup tonight for the Steers. Jeremy Gutierrez, Porto-Carrero, and Hughes. Stepping in now is Morleone. Morleone with a chance to be a hero. First pitch, way outside, and that's going to allow the runners to move to second and third. And now the tying run is on second, and that's Portocarrero. Yeah, that's as good as a bunt. It doesn't cost you an out. That is a critical wild pitch. Could that be the last mistake that can get Big Spring the win? As Portocarrero, the pinch runner, moves over to second. Rodriguez over to third, and now a base hit can tie the game up. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Low, 2-0. DePorto waiting on deck. DePorto has struck out twice and had that error in the 6th inning that hurt the Steers. DePorto would love to be able to make amends for that. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and a chopper. That's going to get a run in. They'll give up the run for the out. And the runner is safe at first as the first baseman cannot hang on to the bag. Rodriguez scores. Moving over to third is Portocarrero. Give the shortstop an error. That's Cox. And another mistake. And now the tying run is on first. The tying run is on third. The winning run is on first. Here's DePorto. He struck out twice and walked and scored a run. A chance for DePorto, who had a costly error in the 6th inning, to be a hero. Now all of a sudden a fly ball can tie the game up. Got a lot of drama here. 7-6, first pitch, low. Catcher had to trap it or else it might have got away and a wild pitch would have tied it. Infield and double play depth. Now the tying run at third, so a ground ball. They'll try to go home with it if they cannot turn the double play. This has been a manager's nightmare in proper fielding etiquette. Here's the pitch on the outside corner, 2-0. If he walks, that would bring up Studeville, and that would put the winning run on second. Wow, this could get a double play ends it, a fly ball can tie it, an extra base hit could win it. What's going to happen? 2-0 pitch is low, 3-0. If he walks him, that would load up the bases. A lot of blowing dust around. Again, a wild pitch and an error. That would have been at least the second out of the inning. The run probably would have scored anyways. 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Winning run moves into scoring position. And Garrett Studeville has a chance to be a hero. And you know something? Studeville, of course, was the starting quarterback for the Steers last year, and he really took it hard as a senior when the Steers did not win a game. And this is a chance for him to make it up. As we have a conference at the mound, and we're going to get a pitching change. Reinhardt's going to move into the outfield. Hunter Cox is going to move up the pitch. Hunter Cox got lit up like a firecracker when these two teams played earlier in the season. So Cox becomes the pitcher. Reinhardt's going to... Well, we're going to have some switches. While we have a moment, we're going to go ahead and take a timeout and reset the game. Steers, with the bases loaded, chance to win it. We'll be back in just a moment here on the X. Well, this one's going to get interesting as a boatload of defensive changes. Cox moves from shortstop to the pitcher's mound. Reinhardt goes from pitcher to center field. We don't know where Keenan Ward is at. I can tell you Dakota Owens moves from left to center, and Keenan Ward goes from center to left. So the outfield will now be Ward, Owens, and Hinojos. The infield will be Reinhardt, Rhodes. Somebody's at second, and we'll figure that out later. Here's Studeville, chance to win it. Bases loaded. Steers do trail by 1. Pitch swung on and fouled away. Strike 1. Hunter Cox pitched that first game and got lit up hard the first game these two teams met. And we're still trying to figure out who's at second. 7 is at second. That is Dakota Owens. So now I don't know who's... Okay, I think we got the changes figured out. Well, nonetheless, no balls, 1 strike, and Studeville fouls it off. It's 0-2. So the outfield now, to update it, Keenan Ward is in left. The center fielder is Robbie Reinhardt, who moves from pitcher to center. Right field is Alec Hinojos. Third base is Reinhardt, Skillet Reinhardt. Shortstop is Rhodes, moving from second to short. Second base baseman is Dakota Owens, moving from left to second. First baseman is Hunter Ward. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, and time is called. Again, the Steers with 1 run already in. Rodriguez led off with a single. Kennedy flew out to right. Papa John walked, was replaced with Porto Cordero as a pinch runner. Morleone reaches on an error. Pitch swung on, fouled away. It'll stay 0-2. With a wild pitch thrown in there, DePorto walks. So Porto Cordero is at third, Morleone at second, DePorto at first. Morleone at second represents the winning run. Porto Cordero represents the tying run. So a fly ball again could tie this game up. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is way outside. Catcher Davis had to save it, or else the game would have been tied on a wild pitch. So it's 1-2. We've already had 1 Steer forced in with a run on a bases loaded walk earlier in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cox pitching. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner. Not called a strike. It'll be 2-2. Hunter Cox's pitching record, by the way, I do not have that in front of me. We only got a little bit of the stats for this one. The Snyder fans not happy about it. The pitch was way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield looking to cut off the runner at home or get a double play. Time called, and now everybody will come out and talk to Cox. Cox is in line for a blown save if that tying run scores, but he would not be charged with the loss, as all the runners would be charged to Reinhardt. And Reinhardt for 3 1/3 innings looked great. Then mistakes plagued the Tigers in the 4th, 5th, and 7th innings. All 13 runs tonight thanks to mistakes. Snyder, will those last 2 mistakes the Tigers make come back to bite them in the backside? Here we go, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's your pitch. Swung on and lays foul down the left field line. It would have been fair. The game would have been over. As the crowd continuing to swell up. Hopefully we'll have a game-winning hit coming up at some point. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the kick and the pitch. It's outside. Full count. There's nowhere to put him. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Steers would love a bases-loaded walk, and then a fly ball wins it. Zach Hernandez is waiting on deck. Hernandez, the hero of the first meeting between these 2 teams. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled away. It'll almost hit one of the light poles down the left field side, so we'll do it again at 3-2. Crowd continuing to swell here at Steer Park. Steers now need 1 to tie, 2 to be a winner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It's inside. Oh, it's strike 3 called. And I hate to tell you, folks, that was a terrible call by the umpire, because that was inside. But it'll be a strikeout, and now that's the 2nd out of the inning. By the way, Cox going for a save. And here's Zach Hernandez. Hernandez had that 2-run double in the 8th inning the first time these 2 teams met. He does have 2 RBIs in the game. Can he be a hero for the 2nd time this season against Snyder? Here's the pitch. Check swing. Didn't go 1-0. I have to tell you, that pitch was low and inside. And that was not a strike. That was not a strike. But we'll see if that comes back. If the umpire's mistake is the final mistake of this one. 1-0. The pitch to Hernandez. Outside 2-0. Brett Brorman waiting on deck. Hernandez had a single his last time up. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. That misses high. 3-0. And once again, 1 ball away from a bases loaded walk. The difference is now there are 2 outs. The Steers are down to their final outs. This is weird. One more out to go for Snyder to win. 1 base hit for the Steers to win. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That'll find the strike zone. 3 balls and a strike. More dust kicking up coming off the parking lot on the right field side. Wind's continuing to howl out here. We're actually shaded by the wind by the stands behind us. Hernandez steps out, wants to catch his breath. Remember, he had a 2-run single in the 8th inning when they played in Snyder. Of course, a lot less pressure because the game was tied, and the Steers were the road team, so they did not have last at bats. 2 strikes to go for a Snyder win. Here we go. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, it's outside, ball 4. No doubt about that one. Hernandez draws a bases-loaded walk, and now the Steers cannot lose the game in regulation. Blown save for Hunter Cox. RBI for Hernandez. Now the winning run 90 feet away. It's 7-7. Brett Gorman now with a chance to win it. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice and walked. A little less pressure on Gorman because at worst the Steers now would go to extra innings. Base hits, and Brett Gorman's going to be our player of the game. First pitch high, almost hit him. If it would have hit him, that would have been it. And Brian McCormick standing next to us. I know you don't want to get beamed in the head, but that would have ended the game. That would have been an RBI. And Homer Simpson did that once in The Simpsons way back in the day, but that was a cartoon. This is real life, and they're going to say it's pitch is in there for a strike. Well, the scoreboard shows 0-2. I would have sworn that was, well, it's now 1-1. The scoreboard had it at 0-2. The scoreboard operator, just having some trouble tonight, but it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nowhere to put Gorman. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch, a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and we're 1 strike away from going to bonus baseball. We crossed the 9 o'clock hour here in the Central Time Zone. Those of you that were listening to us in the state of Washington, we had some people that told us earlier their friends were listening out there. It's 7 o'clock there. You've picked a good game to listen to. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled right to the screen in front of us. We'll do it again. Morleone's at third, DePorto at second, Hernandez at first. Gorman will be the final batter of this inning because either he's going to win it or we're going to go to extras. The payoff pitch, or excuse me, the 1-2 pitch misses. 2-2. I can tell you this much: neither of the fans tonight are liking the umpire. So the umpire is not showing it one way or the other. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's nowhere to put him. Knutson is standing on the on-deck circle, but it's impossible for him to bat because either the game's going to go to extra innings or we're going to end it here. Pitch, swung on and just got a piece of it. 2-2. Knutson just standing out there just so that way the on-deck circle will feel happy again. We're going to have a decision here. Either Gorman's going to drive in the winning run or he's going to make the final out. We'll go to extra innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded.
Come on, Brett.
Here's your pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gorman strikes out for the 3rd time in the game. And we'll go to extra innings, but Big Spring gets 2 runs in the 7th inning. Thanks to more miscues by Snyder. Bonus baseball coming your way. Game tied at 7. We'll go to the 8th inning. In just a moment, you are listening to Big Spring Baseball here on the KXCS. It's time for bonus baseball here on the X as the Steers get 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a touchdown aside, 7-7. They got 2 runs with only 1 hit, 1 costly error. We're still trying to determine if we have any earned runs in that inning. And no, neither of the runs will be earned because the error forced the run. Allowed the runs to score. Snyder will bring up the 4, 5, and 6 batters, Davis, Rhodes, and Owens. Reinhardt's line is complete. He will draw no decision as he pitched 6 1/3. Faces 33 batters. Allowed 6 hits. As we have a conversation at the mound right now, I have no idea what the defensive changes will be, what Snyder will do in the next inning. Davis, by the way, was at the plate when Cox was thrown out trying to get to third on a wild pitch. So second at bat for him. First pitch is a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. So new life here. Can somebody please score a run without needing the other team to make a mistake? Well, we hope Snyder doesn't score a run here, certainly. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch to Davis. Ball swung on and fouled away. It's 1-1. Davis in regulation. Grounded out, popped out, reached on an air and scored a run. We've had a grand total of 3 runs out of 14 tonight that were earned. As Reinhardt gave up those earned runs, he is responsible for all 7 runs. Did strike out 10, walked 5. Next pitch in there for a strike, it's 1-2. No home runs allowed, no balks, 2 wild pitches, and he hit a batter. So the Steers unfortunately left the bases loaded in that last inning. They could have won it. See what happens now. Payoff pitch, which is actually 1-2, is high, 2-2. Rhodes and Owens will follow. We know you tune in for this great KXCS music, but we've got some great baseball here. Big game. Winner of this game is 3-2, takes over second place, sole possession in the district. Losers 2-3. Pitch swung on and popped up in the air. First baseman Studeville drifting over, and he makes the catch in foul territory. So 1 up and 1 down for Rhodes. Rhodes had a 2-run single his last time up in the 6th. He has 3 RBIs for the game. He had an RBI single in the 1st. Steers sent 8 to the plate in that inning. Steers have left 5 runners on the last 2 innings. As Franco's still on the mound, first pitch is a ball, 1-0. So we update the runners left on base. Steers have left actually 7 runners on base in the last 3 innings, including the bases loaded in the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. At the numbers, but it's too high. 2-0. And this game has been a tale of mistakes and errors. Realistically, none of these 14 runs can be considered earned, as there is a fielder's choice that Hernandez had. You don't usually have a 2 RBI fielder's choice. Next pitch swung on, chopped through the hole at short. Shortstop fields it. Going to try to throw it first, no chance. As Gorman was deep in the hole, really had no hope to try to throw out Rhodes. So Rhodes is on with his 3rd single of the game. That'll bring up Owens. Owens is 1 for 3 with a single. Steers will send up the top of the order Knutson, Rodriguez, and Kennedy in the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch, swung on and fouled away. It was actually high and inside. The batter chased it. So it's 0-1. Steers will set up in the double play. Steers would like to get out of this inning and get to the bottom of the 8th inning, only needing 1 run to win. No balls, 1 strike, pitch on the outside corner, and the umpire, if I try to figure out, it's easier to read War and Peace and decipher partial differential equations than it is trying to figure out the umpire's strike zone. Looked like a strike, and it was a ball. So that ball that strikeout that he punched out, that the umpire punched out Studeville on in the 7th inning, had it been a ball, the game would have ended. 1-1 pitch swung on and hit to left field. It's high. Will it stay up long enough for a play? Shortstop runs over. They collide. Shortstop and the left fielder. And another mistake. As the shortstop Gorman was calling for, it was the left fielder's play, and they end up colliding into each other, and that'll be an error. So runners on first and second, 1 out. One of these 2 managers is going to be a little bit PO'd when this game is over, A, at the umpires, and B, at their team, blowing the game with too many mistakes. Whoever wins this will say, yeah, we overcame the mistakes. Here is Billingsley. He is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and grounded out into a double play to end the 6th inning. See if he shows bunt, as he's bunted several times. Ball swung on and missed. Ball got away from the catcher, but the runners could not advance. So now the go-ahead run for the Tigers, standing at second base. That would be an unearned run. And I know Bert Otto is going to be telling his team about all these mistakes that his team has made all night. If for either of these teams you take 1 mistake out, and they would have won it. Instead, we'll see what happens. Pitch, swing and a miss by Billingsley. It's 0-2. Hunter Ward's waiting on deck. We've had 7 hits by the Tigers tonight. Steers have 5 hits. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Billingsley gets special K'd for the 3rd time tonight. 5th strikeout by Franco, and that'll bring up Ward. Ward is 0 0 for 2 officially, struck out and ground out. He reached on an error, was lifted for Cabrera, pinch runner, and Cabrera scored what was at that time the go-ahead run in the 7th inning. First pitch is high, 1-0. Again, it'd be mighty big for the Steers to somehow get out of this inning without allowing a run. Again, all these runs tonight, all 14 of them, attributed to some sort of defensive error. 1 ball, no strikes. And a dangerous play there as Franco spun and turned towards second. Could have been called for another balk. Franco, of course, got called for a balk in the 5th inning of the Brownwood game a couple weeks ago, which erased what would have been the 3rd out, and Brownwood was able to take advantage and get a couple of runs. But no balk, 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs pitch, swung on and grounded foul over towards the on-deck circle at third base, on the third base side, where Snyder's at. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fans certainly getting their money's worth, but with free admission, they're getting a lot of free baseball tonight. Of course, here on the network, you're getting free baseball. And our advertisers, some more free spots. Pitch, swung on and chopped off the pitcher's mound. No play, everybody's going to be safe. Bases loaded, 2 outs. It'll be an infield hit for Ward. Owens to second, Rhodes to third. Had the ball hit the mound, been hit to Franco cleanly, he would have had the play. And now here's Skillet Reinhardt, 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 2 tonight with a sacrifice. He has a chance to put Snyder back out in front. This has the feelings of about a 50-game season all in one night. First pitch is low, but they're going to call it a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Well, Reinhardt will be the last batter faced with the game still tied, because either Reinhardt's going to make the 3rd out and keep it tied, or Reinhardt's going to get a runner home and give Snyder the lead again. 0-1 pitch is, well, that one's low again, but they're going to call it a strike. 0-2. I can tell you this much: I've never seen a game in which none of the fans like the umpiring. His strike zone has been as wide as Montana and then as small as Delaware, and then alternating sides. 0-2 pitch, swung on and fouled off of Hernandez's mask. He'll stay 0-2. As we continue on here, top of the 8th inning, game is tied at 7. Each team with 2 unearned runs in the 7th inning. Snyder got 2 in the first, 1 in the 3rd, led 3-0. Then a drop ball by Alec Hinojos in the outfield led to a 4-run inning for the Steers in the 4th. They got 1 in the 5th to take a 5-3 lead. Snyder got 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and the Steers managed to get 2 unearned runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch, well, that's outside, and the umpire does not call a strike. So it's 1-2. Wild game. The hit totals on the scoreboard are not correct, as every time there's been an error, it's been scored as a hit. Bases loaded again with Tigers. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled away again. We'll stay at 1-2. Rhodes at 3rd, Owens at 2nd, Ward at 1st. This all started with 1 out. Rhodes singled. Owens reached on an error by Borman. Borman ran out to try to catch the ball in left field, ran into the left fielder Knutson. Borman, you could probably give the error either way. Knutson should have backed off, but it would have been Knutson's play normally. But that error and then a strikeout later is a single by Ward. Pitch swung on and lays foul off the top of the concession stands on the right side of the stadium, and it's still 1-2. Again, Howard baseball tomorrow over on KBYG. Beginning at 11:45, John Weeks will have the call. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and laced off the end of the bat. That could drop for a hit, and it will. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, 3 runs score. Check that 2-run score as Rhodes will score and Owens will score. Ward will stop at 3rd. 2-run single for Reinhardt. It was hitting the Bermuda Triangle. And Snyder once again takes the lead at 9-7. And those runs are unearned. They put 3 runs up on the board, but that scoreboard operator may have a University of Texas education, because that's the 3rd time tonight he's not been able to count properly. Boomer Boomer Sooner. Keenan Ward will come up the top of the order. Runners on first and third. Steers were one strike away from getting out of the inning without allowing any damage, but those runs will be unearned. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Ward tripled his last time up. Ward actually tripled the homer run his last time up. Actually, he walked, I'm sorry. As the sky is beginning to get darker here. Well, it's obviously nighttime, but I mean it's getting darker with dust. 1 ball, no strikes. Ward looking to tag on an insurance run here in the 8th inning. The pitch is outside, 2-0. Can't see if there's any action down in the Steers bullpen. Hunter Cox in line to get the win after blowing the save in the 7th inning. Franco's gone the whole way for the Steers. So mistakes aplenty, all 16 runs tonight based on fielding mistakes. Here's the pitch, it's outside again, 3-0, and Franco cannot find the strike zone. Robbie Reinhardt, the start of the game as the pitcher, he's in center field now, he's waiting on deck. When we had all those fielding changes in the 7th inning, there were no new fielders that came out. We had 5 different players change positions. Ward will step in, the left-handed batter. Still 3 balls and no strikes. Runners on second and first and third. And a strike finally called. 3 balls and 1 strike. How big does that strike 3 called on Steuderville in the 7th inning loom now when it looked like it was ball 4 and would have walked in a run? Snyder scored 2 runs in each of the last 3 innings. 3-1 pitch swung on and a chopper. Slow roll to the second baseman. He's going to have to hurry to get Ward out at first, and he does. That'll be the final out of the inning, but Snyder once again gets 2 runs to regain the lead. They'll be unearned. 2 runs on 3 hits. Another costly error. 2 left on base. Again, last call for the Steers. They trailed 9-7. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. I'll have it for you in just a moment here on the X. For the second straight inning, it's last call for the Steers. Just like the 7th inning, they need 2 to tie, 3 to win. Left the bases loaded in the 7th inning. We'll go to the top of the batting order here in the 8th. Carson Knutson, Hagen Rodriguez, and Gunnar Kennedy. Knutson was the only Steer who did not bat in that 7th inning. As Hunter Cox will come back out to pitch. Knutson has a single and scored a run and has been retired the other 3 times. First pitch is high, 1-0. This has just been one of those weird nights in which the mistakes have been plaguing everybody. 1-0 pitch. It's a strike, 1-1. Looks like the umpires settled on a low strike zone, although there have been some balls that have hit the artificial dirt that have been called strikes. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and you wonder how much more the Steers have left in their tank. They had to claw and fight their way to tie it up in the 7th inning and then left the bases loaded. And the 1-2 pitch almost hits him. Knutson might have been a little better off just leaning in a little bit and taking the hit by pitch. They're leaving it up at 2-2. Rodriguez and Kennedy to follow. Here's the pitch. It's low, and it'll be a full count. Full count. Here comes a payoff pitch from Cox to Knutson. It's low, and it's a strike 3 called. Knutson started taking steps towards first. It'll be the 13th strikeout of a Steer batter tonight, and Borado is not liking it. And I really can't blame him. This has been one of the most inconsistent strike zones I've seen all night. Hagen Rodriguez will bat. He singled twice, scored a run, and batted in a run. tell you this much, Charles Bollinger and Bert Otto are not going to be having their Easter egg hunt on Sunday with the home plate umpire. So anyways, here's Rodriguez, 1 out. Pitch is low, 1-0. Rodriguez is struck out and grounded out. Then he singled home a run in the 5th, singled and scored a run to lead off of the 7th. Steers have 2 outs left to work with. Next pitch is low and inside, 2-0. Kennedy waiting on deck, Papa John in the hole. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Right down 3rd Street. That's a strike, 2 balls, and 1 strike. One out, nobody on. Pitch is high, but it draws inside. Just misses. Looked like it was going to draw on there for a strike. It's 3-1. Steers need to get at least a base runner on to get the tying run to the plate. This game is now passing the 2.5-hour mark. We've moved pretty quickly the first 3.5 innings. 3-1 pitch is low and outside, ball 4. And Rodriguez will draw a 1-out walk. First walk by Cox since he entered the game. That'll bring up Gunnar Kennedy. Represents a tying run. He's 1 for... Check that, he's 0 for 3. He reached on an error and scored a run in the 4th. He struck out, grounded out, and flown out. Snyder will move into double play depth, hoping to end this one. First pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. And actually, it is not Gunnar Kennedy batting in that position. It is Jeremy Gutierrez. Again, there is no PA announcer here, so we don't hear the announcements for the batters and position changes. 0-1 pitch misses, 1 ball and 1 strike. Gutierrez comes into this one batting .429, no homers, 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch outside, 2-1. Infield would like to turn a double play and get out of here with the win. Steers would like to keep the inning going. And they're going to be kicking themselves if they do not win this one. 2-1 pitch, swung on, laced through the hole at 3rd. It'll get into left field for a base hit. And now the Steers have the tying run on base for Max Papajohn. Papajohn singled home a run in the 4th and scored a run. He walked in the 7th, was lifted for a pinch runner, and Puerto Cordero scored what was at that time the tying run. Again, with 1 out, I don't think you'll see the bunt, but can the Steers do it again? Can they come back from 2 down in their last at bat? You never know. Again, the infield and double play depth trying to end it. First pitch is inside, curves. 1 ball and no strikes. Papajohn right now would represent the winning run. Kennedy, or check that, Gutierrez at first would represent the tying run. Here's the pitch. Misses, 2-0. This game has had drama all night. Mistakes here, mistakes there, mistakes everywhere. Who's going to win this game and be able to write off their mistakes as a tax deduction? 2-0 pitch hits the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Joseph Molion waiting on deck. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch swung on and fouled away to the back screen. 2-2. I'd bet if Papajohn's able to reach, he'll get lifted for a pinch runner again, if he can reach. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. The pitch hits him. It hits Papajohn high. And well, now they're going to talk about it and say the pitcher thinks the ball hit the bat, which if it did, that'd be considered a foul ball. Now the umpires are going to get together. And they're going to say that it hit Papajohn. It hit him high. You don't like to see your batter get hit, but it does load the bases. And now Charles Bollinger, the Snyder coach, will come out of the dugout to talk. Second batter hit tonight by Snyder pitching. Papa John was the first. So bases are loaded, and a pinch runner will come out for Papa John. And it will be number 33. Actually, no, it is not. I thought they were going to lift Papa John for a pinch runner. Jim Campbell will come out, and the trainer will come out and look at Papa John. He got hit on the left wrist. I know you don't like to see somebody get hit by a pitch, but it does load the bases, and now the tying runs at second for Morleone. While we have a moment, Morleone has reached base all 4 times, singled in the second, walked and scored a run in the 4th, reached a fielder's choice in the 5th. Well, he ended the inning with it, and then reached on an error in the 7th inning. Snyder pitching staff, should I say the Snyder players and coaches, furious that they thought the ball hit Papa John's bat and then hit him, or that he swung at it. And if you get hit by a pitch and you swing at it, it is still considered a strike and not a hit by pitch. Papa John's going to not toughen it out, as Jonathan Hughes will come out to run for him. Actually, I know Papa John's really tough, so to speak. I'm not trying to call him a wimp, but he'll be lifted for a pinch runner for the 2nd straight inning. He'll tough it out. He'll certainly be just fine, but for this game, they want to get the speed. So here's Morleone. Can Morleone be the hero? The tying runs at second, the winning runs at first. Once again, the forced play will be to go home. Paperwork completed by the umpire as Hughes will check into the game. Steers not dead yet, but a ground ball could put them extinct. So Morleone will step in, righty against the righty. Catcher will move over to his right to try to frame the outside corner. First pitch swung on and fouled away by Morleone. 0-1. Jared DePorto waiting on deck. Rodriguez at third, Gutierrez at second, Hughes at first. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Outside corner, misses. 2-1. Excuse me, 1-1. Now I'm messing up the count. Tying runs at second. Walk-off runs at first. Can Morleone deliver a walk-off hit? Here's the pitch, and it's outside. Almost got away from the catcher. And it's 2-1. We've already had a couple of bases loaded walks by Snyder pitching tonight. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. Snyder leads at 9-7. Can the Steers overcome their multitude of mistakes tonight and win this? 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. It's low, and they're going to punch him out. That is... The ball hit the dirt, and you know what? I'm done talking about the umpire. He's going to do what he wants. So, strike 3. DePorto comes up. DePorto had a critical error back in the 6th inning that led to the 2 runs that allowed Snyder to tie it at 5. DePorto looking for a chance to redeem himself. First pitch is low in the dirt, and here's a shot. The umpire called it ball. DePorto has struck out twice and walked twice. Again, the bases are loaded. Tying runs at second, winning runs on first. Steers once again down to their last out. Pitch swung on, grounded past the third baseman, and there's no play. Runners move up 90 feet, and the Steers get a run. RBI single by DePorto. They now trail at 9-8. The winning run's now on second. The tying run's on third. And we told you about Garrett Studeville the last inning, the coach or the quarterback of the Steer football team, who has been telling me about how bummed he was about his senior season and being the quarterback and not winning a game. Could have won it in the last inning, but he struck out. Now he has a chance to tie it or win it. 9-8, bases loaded. First pitch, outside 1-0. And guess what? Here's a surprise. We have an earned run. Just the fourth earned run of the night by either team. All of them by Big Spring. 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. Zach Hernandez waiting on deck. Hernandez will be the final batter of the inning if Studeville gets on, because, well, we'll get to that point in a second if it gets there. 2-0 pitch, swung on, ground up, that's it! One run scores on and sending him home. The throw is going to come home, and he's going to be out at home. Otto had the right game mindset, but a great job by the center fielder to gun down Hughes, and the inning is over. But for the second straight inning, the Steers find a way to tie it. RBI single by Studeville. Wow. So it's 9-9. We're going to go to the ninth inning. More bonus baseball coming your way. I don't know, Brian McCormick from the Herald may have to take this one over because I'm about to run out of gas here. Steers get 2 runs, both of them earned, on 1, 2, 3 hits. They leave 2 on base, no errors. At the end of 8 innings, the game is still, it is now 9-9. Be back with the ninth inning in just a moment. You're listening to Steer Baseball on the X. Well, the Steers gambled as they got a 1 run to score to tie it, and then after that, Otto sent the runner Hughes to try to score, but Snyder got the ball in quickly, and the runner was dead to rights. Had he held up, Hernandez would have come up the plate to the bat to try to tie it. But those are the first runs we've had all night in which nobody made a mistake to get them, that the offense had to earn it. We have defensive changes. Adam Franco's night on the mound is done. Garrett Studeville will come in to pitch. Franco will go from pitcher's mound to the third base spot. Joseph Morleone goes from third to first, as Studeville goes from first to pitcher. They're playing bang your head right now, and I guarantee you that's what these two managers are thinking right now. So Studeville checks into the lineup again as a lefty. Got the win when these two teams first played each other. He's 2-3 on the season. ERA of 4.47, 17 earned runs, 35 runs allowed total, walked 20, struck out 29. Robbie Reinhardt, who started the game at the pitcher's mound, is now in center field. Will lead it off, followed by Cox and Davis. So we'll get you to Franco's closing line in a minute. Franco now will get a no decision. Here's Reinhardt to lead it off. He doubled homer run and scored a run in the 7th inning to give Snyder the lead about 4 hours ago. By the way, it's a good thing we have Ask Your Neighbor on KBYG, because we're going to probably bump into that if this game keeps going. First pitch is a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the 9th, 9-9. Pitches outside, 2-0. We'll get you Franco's closing line as soon as we get it all figured out. And Franco actually did not give up an earned run. They were all unearned. 2-0 pitch, misses, 3-0. Again, total up Franco's line and get that to you. 3-0 pitch taken for a strike. It's 3-1. Get you Franco's line as soon as this at-bat is complete. And you really can't figure out which team has lost it more. We've had one error after another, after another, after another. Swing and a miss. And it's a full count. Each team, Snyder scored 2 runs in each of their last 3 at-bats. Steers have scored 2 runs in each of their last 2 at-bats. 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled away by Reinhardt. Cox is on deck. Davis will follow. Franco's line faced 37 batters, pitched 8 innings, gave up 9 runs, none of them earned, gave up 10 hits. Payoff pitch is outside. It'll be ball 4. So once again, Snyder gets a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Cox. Cox has scored 2 runs tonight. Reached on an air, walked, singled, and lined into a double play. 9 runs, 10 hits. Franco allows. Walked 3, struck out 5. one balk, 2 wild pitches. First pitch by lefty Studeville is high. And it's now 1-0. By the way, the scorebook only has 10 innings, so we may end up having it. We may be closing in on flipping over to a new page. Scoreboard only has 9 innings as well. Snyder fans coming down in droves. Some of the softball players for the two teams coming over. Snyder softball basically eliminates the Steers from the playoffs. Bunt is shown, pulled back, and a strike is called. 1-1. Big Spring loses 10-7 in softball. 1-5, 6 losses in a row, but played a lot better, even though the pitching once again failed them, and they are all but out of the playoff race. Runner on first, nobody out. 1-1 pitch is on the way. It's high and outside, 2-1. Again, we told you Studeville pitched 5 innings of relief when these two teams played each other in Snyder. Gave up 1 run and was the winning pitcher. Infield and double play depth. We've said that about 50 times tonight. Next pitch swung on and laced into right field. Could be trouble. Right fielder runs under it. That's DePorto, makes the catch, and then he makes an error trying to get the runner out at first. So DePorto gets Cox to fly out. And now Reinhardt will move to second. And we've had about 1 inning tonight in which we didn't have any mistakes. So DePorto's second error of the night. 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 9th, or 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 9th. As DePorto airmailed the first base as he was trying to catch Reinhardt daydreaming. And that'll bring up Davis with a runner on second and 1 out. Where have we heard this last 3 innings? Davis is 0 for 3 officially, reached on an error and scored a run of 6th. Now a chance for Snyder to once again take the lead. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. Davis started the day batting .471, being 0 for 3. That will drop. Chance, though, for him to pick up RBI number 28. And this run, by the way, is now going to be considered unearned because of that error. The 0-1 pitch from Studeville. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Is a little bit high out of the strike zone. Davis went swinging for it. Steers have really, they've had their chances to get Snyder out the last 3 innings, but just cannot do it. So Arnold Schwarzenegger would once say, just do it. No balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch coming up here by Studeville. Check swing. Davis did not go. He held back. 1-2. As the batter will step back in. It's a good thing it's Friday night because this game is going to go late. We're coming up on the 3-hour mark in this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Studeville kicks and fires. Swung on and grounded over to the shortstop. Throws over to first in time. Second out of the inning. The runner has to go back to second. That'll bring up Rhodes. Rhodes has an RBI single, a 2 RBI single as well, and another single. He has 3 singles tonight and 3 RBIs. Steers trying for the first time since the 5th inning to get Snyder out without allowing a run. First pitch is low, gets away from Hernandez. That'll be a passed ball. And the runner will move up to third. Hernandez with his second passed ball of the game. Steers will send up Hernandez, speaking of which, to lead off the 9th inning with Gorman and Knudsen. 9-9 the score. 16 of the 18 runs scored on mistakes tonight. The pitch swung on and lays high to right. Running over is DePorto. He's underneath of it and squeezes it tight. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, an error, a walk. Steers now only need 1 run to try to win it. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Who wants to play hero? It's 9-9. Back with what we hope is the conclusion of this one in just a moment here on the X. We move to the bottom of the ninth inning. Can the Steers plate one run and end the madness? As Karsten Knutsen's grandparents, by the way, we found out why there's somebody in Washington listening. His grandparents are listening to us up in Washington. And I think they are. So, Mr. and Mrs. Knutsen, your son will be batting third in this inning with Hernandez and Borman in front of it. Thank you so much for tuning in from the West Coast, where it's actually still quite early out there. Up there in the great state of Washington, they get a lot of rain. We don't get any here. So Hernandez has 3 RBIs tonight. Has only 1 hit, though. And Cox will come back out. So Studeville got into a jam. Runner was left on third by Snyder. But that's all that matters. Runner was left on third. Can the Steers play to run and win it? And a come-from-behind walk-off win. First pitch is inside of Hernandez. It's called a strike, 0-1. By the way, we'll be bumping the 10 o'clock news here on the X. Next pitch, high and away, 1-1. Knowing the way this game is gone, the Steers will go scoreless in this half inning. We'll go to the 10th inning. But hopefully that will not happen. 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away by Hernandez. It's going to go into the parking lot. Ooh, and it almost hits a Cherokee out there. So if you're driving a Cherokee, you may want to call your insurance agent Monday morning. It's 1-2 to Hernandez. Game actually motored along. The first 3.5 innings took about 40 minutes. And then this game has slowed down. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Hernandez strikes out. 15th strikeout tonight by Snyder pitching, and there's 1 out. That'll bring up Rohrman. Rohrman has struck out 3 times and walked once. If I told you about how many opportunities these two teams have had to win it, we'd be here till about Sunday night, and we don't want to bump Jody Nix's great country show. First pitch is in the artificial dirt, 1-0. Of course, you can hear Jody Nix's wonderful country show, some great good old country on Sunday nights on KBYG. 1-0 pitch, 1 out. Dips low out of the strike zone, 2-0. Again, the Steers, for the first time in a couple of innings, are not having to play last call. All they need, though, is a run, and they can win it. Fortunately, we're on AC power here. Pitch will hit the outside corner, strike called, 2-1. Knutsen waiting on deck. Hopefully his grandparents are listening. That'd be special if he wins it with his grandparents listening. Pitch is low, 3-1. By the way, in the Snyder has been able to get the first or second batter out in each of these last 3 innings, but the Steers have been able to battle back with the outs counting down. This time they actually have the advantage, just needing 1 run to win it. 3-1 pitch is in there. It'll be a strike, and it's a full count. And again, the scorebooks that we get, very good scorebooks, but they only go to 10 innings. You need to get one of those that goes to 12. And again, most high school games don't get to 12. Payoff pitch, swung on, chopper, slow roller, and it's getting second baseman fields it, fires over to first, just in time to get the speedster Borman. And there's 2 outs. It looked like Borman could have beaten it out, as it was a slow chopper, but the second baseman Owens made a great play to throw him out. We'll go back to the top of the order as Knutsen. Knutsen is 1 for 5 tonight. He struck out 3 times. Singled, moved around on an error and scored a run in the 5th inning. So we're 1 out away from going to the 10th inning. Of course, our advertisers are loving it because that is free extra ads for them, which is why you need to advertise with us. Time called, and it looks like we're going to have a conference out in left field. Not sure if one of the players is coming up hobbling. Trying to see who that is. He's somebody, one of the Snyder players walking towards the dugout. Might be Owens into the bullpen. Not sure who that is. We're going to get a new player coming out. Number 3. Well, it's Kyler Billingsley will come out in the field. He was a designated hitter. So the right fielder, Hinojos, who is not in the batting lineup, will come out. And Billingsley will move to right field, we think. Billingsley was a designated hitter. Host is not in the batting lineup, so now we bring up with Karsten Knudsen as we are coming up on the 3-hour mark of this game. Free pizza for all if we get to 3 hours. Right after somebody pays for it. So here's Knudsen with 2 outs, nobody on, trying to end this game. Pitch, it's the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. If we get to the 10th inning, the Tigers will bring up Owens, Billingsley, and Hunter Ward. Steers want to end it with a 2-out rally. The pitch, low, it almost hit the strike zone, but it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. One of the scorekeepers in the stand just looking at him. His pen has run out of ink. Swing and a miss by Knudsen. It's 1-2, and Knudsen in danger, striking out for the 4th time tonight. Rodriguez waiting on deck. He scored the last 2 times he's batted. By the way, each of the first 6 batters for the Steers in the lineup have scored at least once. 1-2 pitch is low, evens it up at 2-2. Again, Rodriguez waiting on deck with Kennedy behind him. 8-inning game the first time these two teams played. Now it's a 9-inning game. 1 strike away from a 10-inning game. Pitch is low and a full count. Who's going to win this game? Which of these teams will overcome their mistakes and win it? Payoff pitch is low and outside, ball 4. Steers have a 2-out base runner. Second walked by Cox. Check that, not Cox. Robbie Reinhardt has come back in. So Reinhardt was in center field. So he knows moved to center. We just trying to keep up on this whole line score. So Reinhardt has returned. And he walks another batter. So Cox, I don't know where Hunter Cox is at. We've given up on the defense. The point is just what the score is. So throw over to first, trying to catch that runner napping, and he goes back. So Reinhardt re-enters the game as the pitcher. Defensively, we've given up. Swing and a miss. Hunter going to second. He'll slide in safely. Knudsen slides in to second. I hope his grandparents are listening because Knudsen's now 180 feet away from winning it. Pitch was a strike, 0-1. Knudsen 180 feet away from winning it. Can Hagen Rodriguez pull it off? Reinhardt now would become back to the pitcher. Record swung on, left down, left field, line. Third ball. Here comes Knudsen, rounding third. He's going to score a ball game from Washington to Texas. Karsten Knudsen scores the winning run. Rodriguez, your hero, Big Spring, overcomes their mistakes. They win it 10-9 in a game that takes 2 hours, 56 minutes. Wow, what a game. For the second time, the Steers beat Snyder in extra innings 10-9. We're going to get some heroes on here. Coming up, we'll take a 3-minute timeout, see what we can get. We'll do that in 3 minutes. This is Steer Baseball on KXCS 105.5 FM.